Are you stuck in your house with nothing to do? Erin is here to bake with you. Quarantine Baking with Erin. Hello, welcome to Quarantine Baking with Erin. I'm not Erin, but today we will be making zucchini bread. This recipe surprised me in a number of ways. It has vanilla in it and a lot of sugar. In fact, the last of our sugar. So the first thing I've done is I've mixed together our dry ingredients. This is flour, baking powder. It's 3 cups of flour, a half teaspoon of baking powder, a teaspoon of baking soda. You don't always see those together. And cinnamon, a teaspoon of cinnamon. So that's
no salt?
Half teaspoon of salt.
I didn't even check beforehand. I just had a hunch.
Actually, I haven't even added the salt. So let's...
We might be out of salt. So here's some salt from the salt shaker.
Oh, we're out of the big salt. It's true. All right, ready? We're going to call this a half teaspoon.
Absolutely.
Because if we need any more salt, you know, we're not going to be in luck.
And what cookbook are you working from?
Oh, let me tell you, Erin, I'm working from Sharing Our Best, the Women of the American Italian Society. I believe this was a wedding gift from your sister, and it was very kind. This is under the vegetable section.
Yes, my sweet sister, I'm married into an Italian family, and so my sweet sister got me a recipe book so I could fit in.
Right. So this is set to make 2 loaves, which is why there's so many level ingredients. So what we're supposed to do is start after we've combined these dry ingredients, which I've shown you. We combine the wet ingredients, one of which is sugar, which is not wet, but we've got 3 eggs. Get this, 2 cups of sugar, a cup of olive oil, and that's it. That is quite a lot.
What's the brown in there?
That's the vanilla. Oh, yes. So a whole tablespoon of vanilla. This really surprised me.
Hey, I trust the Italian American Society.
I guess. All right, let's just start whipping it apart. You know what I'm going to do to prevent getting splashed on? I'm going to put on this splash guard. Because, you know, why not? Things can get feisty. All right, so we're mixing these together. We're mixing. Now, we add the chopped zucchini mixture. Now, it calls for 2 cups of chopped zucchini, which I chopped in a food processor. This is a 2-cup measure, as you see. We are about 1 2/3 cup. That's what we have. So this will be zucchini light zucchini bread. So I'm just gonna swoop this in here. Let it, you know, zucchini and vanilla and sugar, like we're all used to Nona making at home. Here we go. Guard on again. This is why Erin's the one with the show. Here we go. Come on. I'll take it. Oh yeah, we're getting a real good whipping together here. Come look at this. Look at that mixture.
Very green.
Oh yeah, very zucchini. All right, now once we've done this, we're supposed to add the dry ingredients and mix until thoroughly blended. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pour these dry ingredients into the little pour spout.
I don't think we've ever used that feature.
Yeah, well, today is the day. Here we go, a little bit at a time until I get bored.
We got some destabilization of the...
I noticed. Let's get the...
Do you need a hand?
No, I'll use my own hand. All right, folks.
It mostly got in there.
I think it did. A little bit on the sides. Bam! Emerald style. We all remember Emerald, right? He was Italian, right? All right, I'm just gonna turn this up for a second to make sure it's really thoroughly blended. Okay.
Now, Michael, I've got to ask, how much love are you putting into this bread?
I'm putting a lot more love than I expected to.
Okay.
You know, once you start baking and you think, I'm gonna put minor amounts of love into something, and you come to realize that's not acceptable. So.
Just as in life.
It's true. You can't just kind of love. You've got to really do it all. You know, actually, I'm going to scrape down the flour sides of this and give it another little quick mixing so that we don't have any flour chunks. This is sort of part of that whole extra love campaign. Here we go. It tastes good.
I honestly don't know if I've actually ever had zucchini bread before. I know that people love it.
A classmate of mine made zucchini bread for my common law final.
That's
And I had a
nice.
slice. It was very good.
Did you do well on that final?
It's the best final I did in my 1L year.
So I guess it was the zucchini bread.
Well, I guess. All right, now we are, as I said, it makes 2 loaves. We are to pour this mixture into 2 loaf pans evenly. Now, as we can see, these are not evenly sized. So we're just gonna play by our own rules here. I'm gonna fit as much into the small guy as I think makes sense.
Keeping in mind that it will rise.
Well, of course.
I mean, I knew that you knew that.
Right, I know
It's
that you
just-
knew that I knew.
I was just,
And you know that I knew that you know that I knew.
yeah.
But, you know, you gotta let the viewers know.
It's been a while
This
since
is an
we.
instructional show after all. No, baking stuff rises. Sometimes. Depends. Depends on what you're baking.
I
But
think we're feeling silly because we haven't made a video in so long.
that might be it. You know what? This bad mamma jam is gonna get another one too.
Wow.
Look at that. So this ends up, I had a little taste of the batter. Tastes kind of like zucchini cookie batter. So
Interesting. So it's a sweet.
it's exceptionally sweet.
It's an indulgent bread.
Yes, it is an indulgent bread. So we're still just getting the last of the mixture. This sticky mixture. We've got a sticky mixture on our hands, folks. Getting the last of this sticky mixture out of this.
And I know that you're
Yes.
putting it into the oven. Is the oven preheated?
The oven's preheated to 350 as instructed by the book. And so it is written. So shall it be done. All right, folks. I'm gonna pop these guys in for an hour. And then that's it. There's an extra step about adding brown sugar on top after it's done, but honestly, I've seen enough sugar in this recipe. So that's what you'd call an executive decision. So of course I accidentally left the cast iron in here. It's kind of a thing in our family. We got 1 and we got 2. And folks, we're gonna set this timer for an hour. And we'll check back when that's done. 3, 2. All right. Let's get these guys out of here. Oh yeah, they rose all right. They rose all right. You got 1 guy right here. And the next one rose even more. Look at that though. That's gorgeous. So now we have to wait for it to cool, and then we'll cut it up and try some.
to do the final verdict today. So I'm gonna try a little bit. Ooh, it's got a nice crispy outside. It's like pumpkin bread, but not pumpkin-y.
Okay, so now I'm going to try it, and I have a little bit of marge on
I
mine.
margarined that for myself, but I'm so happy that I margarined it for you. A little bit more marge.
It's good.
Yeah.
It kind of just tastes like a sweet bread. Vague amounts of zucchini.
I'm gonna give it 10 out of 10.
I'm obviously going to give it a 10 out of 10 as well because I made it.
And I give you a 10 out of 10 because I can taste all the love that went into it.
Bye.
Bye.
Well, are you stuck in your house with nothing to do? Erin is here to bake with you. Quarantine baking with Erin.